This is one of those cases where a toxic marriage leads to chaos in the courtroom, causing family members to take sides in court. And in this case, the son was on the mother's side. And as usual, in most family cases, you see the man alone in the other side. But this case is not between a man and his wife, but rather a man and his niece-in-law. Which is quite surprising. What happened was that the niece-in-law made a GoFundMe for the said wife, and on the GoFundMe, she accused the man of a lot of derogatory things, leading to the man charging her to court today. And the presiding judge of this case is no other than Judge Judy. So in a legal battle of chaos, family drama, and commotion in the courtroom, let's watch this case.
When were you and your wife married? What year?
November 28 of 1998.
And when did you separate?
1/25 of 2022.
You have children?
Yes.
How many? 2?
Yeah.
You had to think about that.
Yeah, 2. But what I'm thinking about is the time we separated. I think it was 2023, sorry.
You left the house?
Yes, I went to a Hubbard house.
Okay. Now I'd like to see the GoFundMe page that
Sure.
Ms. Padilla created. And Ms. Padilla, you do not deny that you created the GoFundMe page.
I do not deny. I did create it.
Just a second. You did create it and you wrote it.
Yes.
And people donated money based on what you wrote.
Correct.
How much?
As of today, the total is $7,158.
Okay. And Ms. Padilla, I assume that you gave the plaintiff's wife that money.
Correct.
Just a second. Is that correct, or is there a caveat in there?
There is a caveat.
Let's have the caveat.
All the expenses were paid towards her mortgage and utilities directly or through a third party.
What third party?
Teresa Seamus.
Who is that?
She's a friend of the family.
Okay, so money was given to her to pay the bills directly?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to read it out loud. It is with humble hearts that we reach out to you today for help in a situation involving our beloved Aunt Blanca. For 24 years, she has suffered in silence about her abusive marriage. During those years, she has endured psychological, emotional, spiritual, and physical abuse. She was belittled, insulted, manipulated, threatened, assaulted, controlled, and kept in the dark about all family finances. After several terrifying events, Blanca found the strength to finally speak up and seek help. She went to court and was awarded a restraining order against him and was able to return to her home. Her husband has become even more dangerous as has completely abandoned his responsibilities as a father and a husband. He has emptied all of their life savings, retirement accounts, bank accounts, and has maxed out most of their credit cards. He has fraudulently opened accounts in her name, as well as the kids, to ruin their credit and ability to obtain funds. Not only has he left them without any money and ruined them financially, but he has also gone as far as repossessed her car, shut off all of her utilities in the house, and closed most credit cards she had access to for food. He has threatened to stop paying the mortgage and leave them homeless. He continues to go on luxury shopping sprees, buying cars, a motorcycle, lavish vacations. Blanca has serious health issues, relies on medication and ongoing medical care. Her daughter suffers from life-threatening asthma, needs her medication as well. Her husband has violated his restraining order on several times without consequences. Both Blanca and her daughters are in constant fear for their lives. He has gone as far as saying she needs mental help and claims she's erratic and is a danger to her daughter. Everyone close to her in this situation knows this is far from the truth. Blanca and her daughter need protection and legal help to proceed with a divorce to keep him away. We ask for your financial help, and I write with great appreciation. Thank you all.
Before the case continues, let's just address this. That sounds like you're talking about a demon, literally the way she talked about the man. And one thing about cases like this is that it is never one-sided. Of course, when you hear one party, the party just paints the other party black. And in this case, it's not even the mom that is even narrating the story, but rather the niece-in-law. Of course, this one is already siding with the mom, so she's going to make it and paint the picture as horrific as possible just to gather the public sympathy. Of course, the man might be guilty of a lot of these things there, but I don't think everything there was the truth. I think that some of the things they were overly exaggerated, because that's what humans do. We over exaggerate things just to make our own side of the story look as captivating as possible and make us the victim. In this case, of course, she's sorting for public funds, so it's just normal that she will accuse the man of a lot of things. I'm of the opinion that if it's not your fight, there's a limit to which you should talk about it. And in this case, it's not a fight, it's the fight of the couple, and she's just helping out. She really made the man sound so horrific in this whole thing. And though the man might be guilty of a lot of these things, I don't think he's guilty of all. And I think the marriage is never one-sided. It takes two to tango, and of course, when a couple fights, the other person is looking for the worst possible thing they can do to the other person to make sure that the other person suffers for their actions. So it is a valid suit that this man is angry and of course feels defamed by this whole thing. And that's why I brought it to Judge Judy. But let's continue though.
And then on March 18th, you wrote again, I would like to inform everyone that I am being sued for the funds that were raised. I'm being accused of defamation of character and a fraudulent GoFundMe page. The same person who continues to remain nameless, well, that's not true, would like to receive the funds that were raised for his family. The hearing will be held next week. What makes you think the same person who continues to remain nameless? What does that mean?
I didn't mention his name in the GoFundMe.
That's not a possible defense. You have to understand that. That is not a possible defense. That because you didn't put in his name, that he cannot be identified. You do understand that?
I do understand.
Okay.
Of course, it's a no-brainer that people will be able to identify him. The face of his wife is in the GoFundMe, the face of his son is in the GoFundMe, his children are literally in the GoFundMe, and they are all name dropped in the GoFundMe. So of course, who is their dad? That's how they used to recognize him. So you not putting his name in the case doesn't make him anonymous for any reason. It's just a no-brainer that people will know who their dad is and accuse him of being the wicked man that did all these horrific things to his family.
All right, so let's go back. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
Hector Diaz claims his niece-in-law, Blanca Padilla, defamed him online by creating a GoFundMe fundraiser with false information.
Now, I want you to show me proof that he has opened up accounts in her name and the children's names. I want you to show me that he has opened accounts after they separated, which was January 25th, 2023, in her name and the children's names. I want you to do it.
I don't have that evidence. I don't have evidence.
Then you're guilty, madam. Just a second. Then you're guilty. Do you understand? I'm going to pick out things here and ask you that unless, do you have proof that he opened up accounts in your name or your name?
Not after January.
After January 25th, 2023.
Not after January 25th.
Then you're guilty. Because if accounts were open while they were together and while they're married, I'm not taking statements as to whether he had their consent. People do things when they're in a married situation. So do you have an account that he opened after January 25th, 2023? If the answer is yes, you can stand.
He had it still open and active after that, but he did not open it after 2023.
Then I'm not interested. What happened in your family prior to the separation of your family is within your family, and I'm not getting into your finances within your family. Right now, she says he has fraudulently opened accounts in her name as well as their kids to obtain credit funds. Wrong, guilty. See what happens when you butt into somebody else's business that you're supposed to stay out of?
But Your Honor.
Don't speak.
Yes, Your Honor.
This has nothing to do with you. This has to do with you.
That's
what
correct.
you can prove to me. I'm not finished with this stick. Just a second. I'm going through line by line.
Okay.
I would like you to show me, or if you have them from the plaintiff's wife, any medical records describing physical abuse that she alleges happened at the hand of her husband. Do you have any?
I don't have medical records.
Doctor's reports?
No, I don't have medical
Okay,
records.
here we go.
So you could see that exactly our story was very overly exaggerated, because the barest minimum evidence you should have when you are talking about a story of domestic abuse is pictures, medical report that show that you were physically hurt in the relationship. Like, it's a no-brainer. You can't just say that this man did something to you. There are no scratches, no wounds, no pictures, no evidence at all. And these guys have been in a relationship for such a long time that they have a grown-up son in court. They have grown-up children. So you can't just paint this man to be this black devil and this wicked man, and yet even the barest minimum of medical records to show that he was actually abusive in the relationship, you don't even have that. His wife doesn't have that.
You have any proof that the plaintiff violated a restraining order that is in place against him?
Yes.
I'd like to see it.
So I have the arrest.
No, I just want to see. There's a protective order.
There's an injunction, yes.
There's a protective order.
And these are the police reports, the arrest warrant.
Okay, I'd like to see it.
Okay. And I have the injunction as well.
Okay, sir. You appeared before a judge in December of 2023.
Yes.
Were you ever served with a protective order? That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
Okay. Did you go to court on that protective order?
No.
Did you have a hearing with regard to that protective order?
No.
Is there a final order of protection?
Yes, but without me appearing to the hearing.
So you just defaulted and didn't appear. Is that what you're saying to me?
I had to dismiss her injunction because she attacked me, and she had her first injunction, and I was in the house the first time. I dismissed all her charges, and she retaliated by opening up a false injunction against me, which I thought I didn't have to go to court because mines were set. I didn't have to appear in court I dismissed her injunction. I did not know that she had opened one against me.
When had you filed one protective order?
On the 25th, when it happened, the attacks, on the 20th and 25th, the police was called. They analyzed the whole situation, and they ended up arresting her.
How long were you incarcerated?
2 days. May I speak?
Not yet.
Okay.
So you understand that there is a protective order against you that was issued on default.
On default because she admitted things that weren't true.
It was issued on default because you weren't there.
Because I wasn't there, yeah.
You understand that?
I understand that, yeah. And I'm wearing an ankle bracelet right now for that. It took me a lot to get here.
It took what?
For 8 months, I've been wearing an ankle bracelet because of that injunction that I violated, supposedly.
That part then is true.
Man, their relationship case is so toxic. One person has been incarcerated for 2 days, and another person is wearing an ankle bracelet for 8 months because he violated a restraining order. That's such a messy relationship, and the outcome is even more messy because they're in court now with Judge Judy, trying to settle some other things from their fight.
Her husband has violated his restraining order on several occasions without consequences, with the exception of an ankle bracelet, which is a consequence. So you're home free on that. Okay. Now you wanted to say something?
Yes. I want to say that on January 26th, I went to the Hubbard House, which is a domestic shelter.
I want to hear what happened before that. Was that before or after your arrest?
This was before. And so on January 26th, I went to the court and applied for a temporary injunction, which is an order of protection. He was served on February 1st. In retaliation, he went to the police and he had me arrested February 2nd under false charges.
What did he allege in the action that he filed against you, that they arrested you? You had to have known.
There were scratches, which he alleges, and I have photos of the scratches. He says that she, yes.
And he alleged that she scratched you.
Yes.
Okay, have a seat. Okay. So the GoFundMe page has two problems. One is physical abuse, of which you have no proof other than her statement.
And Brandon's.
And have you ever been arrested for physically abusing your wife?
Never.
So you're basing the physical abuse on statements that your aunt made to you.
Brandon.
And as well
Brandon
as me,
was
Your
the
Honor.
person that
Because
told
I
me.
grew up-
This is not a shout out.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Hector Diaz has accused his niece-in-law, Blanca Padilla, of defaming him online after she created a GoFundMe fundraiser with false information.
You're basing this statement on statements that the plaintiff's son told you.
Correct.
About. Stand. You're Brandon.
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you've indicated that you witnessed your father physically abusing your mother.
Yes.
Have you ever witnessed your mother physically abusing your father?
No, I have not.
Okay. Tell me when the act or acts of physical abuse took place and what you observed. Date, year, month.
Around 2019 or 2018, 2019, my parents, who continuously had very intense and abrasive fights that were very detrimental to me and my sister. One day it got really intense, and my dad pushed my mother to the floor. And I know that my father, in addition, had also thrown objects at my mom before I had seen. They didn't hit her, but he did threaten her. I have, very vivid images of that. And
Very good. You can sit down.
Okay, so Brandon came here with a story, and he didn't really give specifics to the particular instance, but he said that they were fighting and the mom was pushed. That was a physical altercation, and both parties played a role in that particular thing. So it's not just a one-sided beatdown, but actually both parties were arguing and fighting. There's no excuse for domestic violence whatsoever. So if he did it, indeed, he should get the penalty for doing that. It reminds me of a case of Chris Brown and Rihanna, where they fought and you could see how bashed Rihanna was. But apparently she started that fight, if you look at the whole story. But now, looking at this case, you could see that the only pictures that they have of the domestic violence in the particular issue of them fighting themselves is the pictures of the scratches that the woman inflicted on him, not the pictures of him doing anything to the wife. So you can see the irony of it.
No. No. Okay. There are probably some things in your GoFundMe page that are accurate. I probably would believe that during the course of this acrimonious separation, and they've clearly had fights, which according to your witness were intense between both of them. Now, you didn't say just his father. He said they were intense fights. That being said, I believe that he emptied the bank accounts. I believe that he cut off our credit cards. That's what people do when they get separated and it's acrimonious. That's what happens. And you can put that in here because that's true. You can't put in things that aren't true. And you put in things here that aren't true, and that's defamatory. You can't do that. In any event, you should have kept your nose out of other people's business.
I wasn't going to let her drown. When he left her and he tried to destroy her.
Just a second.
I did
Listen
everything
to me.
in my ability.
You're trying to talk over me. You can help. You cannot say things on a public forum disparaging someone else with stuff that you can't prove. And you can't prove that he fraudulently, after the separation, opened up bank accounts in her name and the children's name in an attempt to ruin their credit. You can't prove that. This is defamatory. You're accusing him of fraud, and you can't prove it. Okay, so that was not true, Mr. Diaz, what she wrote about you, or that she has no proof of it, that you opened up credit cards. The rest of it, fair game in this GoFundMe page. She can say that you were overbearing. She can say that her aunt was afraid of you. She can say that you stopped paying the mortgage. She can say that you closed out her credit cards. Did you do all those things, by the way?
No.
Did you stop paying the mortgage?
No.
I have proof.
Just a second.
No, ma'am. I've been living away from my home for now up to a year.
Yes.
Once someone starts to reply by deflecting and making excuses, you'll know that truly, he did stop paying the mortgage. So now he's giving all these excuses that were not relevant to the question asked. It's a yes or no question. Do you stop paying the mortgage? No. And that's it. But now you're explaining why you have been living out of your house, which means that there's a nuance to your answer.
Just a second.
No, ma'am. I've been living away from my home for now up to a year.
Yes.
I put the house on a forbearance. I've been paying $1,700 for rent to live outside since May.
I want you to listen to my question very carefully, and let's not be slippery.
Okay.
I asked you if you stopped paying the mortgage.
No.
You've been paying the mortgage every month. She's going to show me. I don't want to know that you've been paying someplace else to live and you stopped paying. That's a reason. I'm just asking you a question. I expect an answer.
Okay, so
did you pay the mortgage?
I paid up until I left the house. When I left the house,
Well, that was in January of 2023.
I had to call in. I said I was no longer employed, and I had to put the house on forbearance.
Okay, fine.
So
the answer is you stopped paying the mortgage. Okay. The only thing that she wrote here that she has no proof of, which is a crime, is opening up credit cards in somebody else's name. And when you do that, and it's after parties have separated, and if you do it for the purposes of ruining their prospective credit, well, that's a crime. And she has no proof of that.
never done that.
Okay.
I try to resolve this GoFundMe page amicably with her. These are her responses.
I don't care what her responses were, sir. Actually, she's not allowed to say anything that's untrue, accusing you of committing a crime on her GoFundMe page. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. We're finished.
This court is adjourned.
Next time, I'm going to suggest to everybody else they stay out of other people's business.
You know, as family members, it's usually the human nature in us to look out for our loved ones, which is good. But everybody should know their place. You should know how far you can go with how you look out for people. There's a saying where I come from that you don't really put yourself in other people's business. When you see a couple fighting, you don't come and try to be the middleman, because at the end of the day, the couple will turn against you. So in this case, I think that the niece-in-law here overdid it. She overstepped by over-exaggerating and putting a lot of allegations online without actually validating these claims that she made online. I think she overdid it. You could say in the court saying that he tried to destroy her, which is already another big allegation. But we understand that she wants to help her auntie, which is okay. You know, if you want to help, do the GoFundMe, get the money, but try to always know the balance and find the balance when you're doing all these things. If possible, have a legal advisor to help you in how you move doing these kind of things, because usually when a marriage gets toxic, it's never one-sided. The woman will never tell you the part she played in the whole thing. The man will never tell you the part he played in the whole thing, the full story of what he played in the whole thing. Everybody will just say the sides that favor them. And the children will always take sides, and most times the man is the enemy, and they always go and stick with their mom, like you see here. So that's just what I see in this whole thing. It's a chaotic and a toxic marriage, and it's a good thing that both of them have separated.